Hello, friends. I'm Dr. Imran, consultant neurosurgeon and spine surgeon, Pratima Hospitals. Today, I'm going to talk about stroke awareness. Every year, October 29th is observed as a World Stroke Day. So, every year on this day, doctors and healthcare personnel and organizations from around the world come together and try to organize events to raise awareness about the stroke because stroke is a deadly disease. It is associated with very high morbidity and mortality, but when treated early, we can prevent or we can reverse all those symptoms or all those disability associated with stroke. So here I'm going to talk about stroke. Stroke is also called brain attack. Just like heart attack, we also have brain attack. When a part of the brain tissue is damaged because of deprivation of blood supply to it, we call it stroke. There are two kinds of stroke. One is ischemic stroke and the other is hemorrhagic stroke. Ischemic stroke is more common than hemorrhagic stroke. Ischemic stroke occurs when one of the blood vessels that is supplying to the brain gets clogged because of a blood clot. So what happens is normally brain has four blood vessels that supply blood to it. So with every heartbeat, all these vessels will bring blood supply along with nutrients and oxygen, which will help the brain to function normally. So when a blood supply is interrupted for more than 5 to 10 minutes, that particular part of the brain tissue will get damaged and that part of the brain will stop functioning permanently. So this is called ischemic stroke. In the hemorrhagic stroke, one of the blood vessels, a small blood vessel, gets ruptured and there is bleeding into the brain. This is called hemorrhagic stroke. In the ischemic stroke, the blood supply is interrupted because of a blood clot within the artery, within the blood vessel. Whereas in the hemorrhagic stroke, blood vessel gets ruptured and there is bleeding into the brain tissues. Ischemic stroke is more common and less deadlier, whereas hemorrhagic stroke is less common but more deadlier. So today I'll be talking about what are the signs and symptoms, what are the things that we can see in a patient with a stroke. We need to remember a small acronym called FAST, F-A-S-T. So F stands for facial drooping. So sometimes patients with a stroke will have drooping on one side of the face. If we ask the patient to smile, so there'll be drooping or deviation of angle of mouth to one side. So this is one sign of the stroke. A stands for arm weakness. So stroke can cause weakness of one side of the body, either a weakness of hand or weakness of the lower limbs. Or sometimes a patient can have sudden numbness of the hands or numbness of the lower limbs. So this is one other feature of stroke. S stands for speech disturbance. So in some kinds of stroke, the patient can have difficulty in talking and difficulty in understanding things that have been said to him. So FAST stands for F, A and S. F is for facial weakness or facial drooping. A is for arm weakness. S is for speech disturbance. And T is the most important thing, that is time. It's time to act. So whenever you see a patient with all these signs or one of these signs, you have to take them immediately to a stroke center. That is a hospital with all the kinds of stroke facility. Because if you treat these kind of patients within 4.5 hours to 6 hours, then there is a chance to give him clot busting drugs. That is drugs which can lyse or which can break the clot and re-establish the blood supply to the brain so that the patient can have a normal life again. So if treated within the first 6 hours, the patient can have absolute reversal of symptoms. Whereas if that time window or if that window period is lost, some patients might still be eligible for a procedure called mechanical thrombectomy. That is, an angiography is done and with the help of fine instruments, we can remove the clot mechanically. So this is by an endovascular techniques. So here also the patient can have reversal of symptoms, but very few patients are eligible for the mechanical thrombectomy after 4.5 to 6 hours. So but The important thing here to stress is that time is of essence. Time is very, very important, because as soon as you see a patient with the symptoms of stroke, you have to act fast, because every second, around every minute, around 19 million neurons are lost. And with every hour that is lost during the strokes and after the stroke, the patient's chances of getting back to normal is lost. Okay, so once we do identify a stroke, once you bring the patient to this hospital, a stroke hospital, initial assessment is done, and the patient will be subjected to a CT scan or an MRI scan. CT scan will help us to differentiate whether it's an bleeding in the brain, that is hemorrhagic stroke is better identified with a CT scan, but MRI is more helpful in identifying an ischemic stroke or a hemorrhagic stroke. The problem with MRI is it's time consuming, and all the patients may not be eligible for getting a MRI scan. So in most of the centers, we do get a CT scan, rule out the hemorrhagic stroke, and then go for checking the basic things like blood pressure, the glucose levels, and to rule out stroke mimics like seizures, and then see if the patient is eligible for taking clot busting drugs or not. So if the patient is eligible for thrombolytic drugs, that is clot busting drugs, then we do administer clot busting drugs to thrombolyze, that is to remove the clot from the circulation. If this does not work, then we go for further tests like CT angiography or a DSA to see that whether if a large blood vessel is occluded. If a large blood vessel is occluded, then we have an option of going for endovascular techniques like mechanical thrombectomy. If the patient comes out of the window period, then we only have an option of preventing further strokes, because a patient with an acute stroke is at very high risk of developing further strokes. So in such scenarios, we do give certain drugs which thin out the blood, that is blood thinners. These are called antiplatelets. So when we do give antiplatelets to these patients, the chances of having a recurrent stroke is minimized to a great extent. So once the acute period is over, patient can undergo an extensive rehabilitation program that consists of physiotherapy and speech therapy and other modalities of rehabilitation programs, which will help to regain the previous functions. So a stroke patient who has who has presented to us beyond the window period may not get back to his normal, but with the help of these rehabilitation programs, we can make him function to his best extent. So this is in brief about stroke. The most important thing to remember about stroke is that time is of a great essence. So we have to act fast. So for that, we need to remember all the signs and symptoms of stroke. So to make it easy, there's an acronym called FAST. F stands for facial weakness, A for arm weakness, S for speech disturbances, and T is for time. So in short, this is about stroke. I hope this has been helpful for you, and that you will act fast when you see a patient with stroke. Thank you.